Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Medioker Poker with Amanda Bonanza and Rayna Sunshine. I'm Amanda Bonanza, off screen, but commenting is Rayna Sunshine. We're here. We're playing PLO 25 on I Am in a Hand now. We've got a rundown here. We've got a suit blocker, but we're on the button. We're definitely gonna bring that in. We're playing short, and it looks like we've got our large stack to our right, which is great. I haven't been in this game long enough to notice the player types, but so far, seat 1 seems pretty passive. And I haven't been able to get a read on seat 2 yet. So this the King Jack 9-4 is not good enough to bring in the cutoff, in my opinion. So I'm going to let that go.
Yep.
Rayna agrees. Before we were here, we were at the PLO Mastermind website where you can use the link in the description box below to get yourself a free account there, so you can learn PLO. They got a bunch of training videos, a bunch of cool stuff. We were going through the PLO pre-flop trainer, which is just amazing. It's wonderful, and I do recommend that you do it.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of those tools that's out there, and like if you know, but there's so few people that know about this stuff, and you just have such a massive edge against everyone else at the PLO table you're playing against. I'm gonna fold this hand in early position there. Yeah, and the hijack, no good. Did I see seat 5 limping? No, they were on the big blind. Okay, so that's not egregious then. So this hand isn't very good. It's probably not gonna be doing much. Yeah. We'll see it. We'll see it. Okay, seat 2 is bringing in. That's proper. Seat 4 on the button makes a snug fold, which makes sense with their stack. We're not gonna call this. We're gonna let them have it.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to go even heads up out of position with that. This hand, the double suited jacks, double suited to the king and the jack. That's playable. It's real playable. I'm gonna 3-bet it. That's a super playable hand.
Super playable.
So we're hoping, we just take it down. All right. Looks like people are playing some respectable poker. I'm not really seeing any egregious moves here. Now we do have a pair of 9s on the button, and we do have a suit, but it's not very good.
Not great.
I'm gonna make a snug fold here. I'm gonna let that go. Rayna, did you agree?
I agree. Yeah, I don't think it's good enough.
Rayna was hot. She was better than me at the trainer. She was doing better than I was. I made some decisions, and she made better ones.
It was all intuition.
Jack 9-8-6 with a suited jack in the cutoff. Now, we had this exact hand, didn't we, Rayna?
It looks really familiar.
And we both thought we were supposed to play it, but we're supposed to fold it, I think. But I am going to play it because it was such a small EV thing, and our table seems pretty passive so far.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got a caller from the small blind, and we did hit a 9 and a 6. We don't have clubs, but we do have straight draws, so we're gonna go ahead and bet that. We're gonna do a large size bet here, 2/3 pot, and we're just gonna take it right down.
Right.
So we're off to a running start, I'd say. Usually I go down like 20-40 big blinds right away at these stakes, but we're up, believe it or not. We're not up much, but we're up, which is good. And so we are.
So I don't know, pair of 4s or the
king 4s is bad. No,
that's horrifying.
It's
like anything below 6 is terrible.
Anything below 5, you can play 5s under certain circumstances, and I mean, like in very rare circumstances, you can play a 4 if it's part of something else. But like disconnected with the king queen and a rainbow, like no suit, like that's poopy. That's poopy.
And you see king and queen, and you go, "Wait, this is good," but
well, king queen off is a decent hand in Texas Hold'em. It's not even that great a hand. I mean, it is a good hand. Yeah, I'm going to play it most of the time, but like, Now we've got on the big blind here. We're just going to get it. That's great. That's delightful. So this table is looking pretty passive here. We've only seen one showdown, and it was quad 10. So I think we can get away with maybe opening up our late position ranges and being aggressive. Now, here's the thing. We've been seeing passive play, especially from seat 4, who's got the stack. They're 3-betting from the button. And even though we have a good hand here, I don't think this hand is good enough to call out of position cold with a 3-bet from a strong player who's been folding a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. That's a snug fold.
I think they're telegraphing that they've got at least they think they've got a good hand.
Seat 4 likes their hand. They have a strong range, I promise. So let's look and see what 3 does. Let's see if they call that 3-bet, or if they have a 3-bet fold button in their arsenal. Not a lot of players do. Or if they have a bet fold. They do not. They're going to call. So they are at a disadvantage. They are out of position, and they're calling, and they checked, which is the right move. So let's see, and they're going to C-bet exactly correctly at 1/3. Exactly. So seat 4 is a player that knows how to play. I'm going to go ahead and give them a mark. Solid reg. They know what they're doing. They're clearly playing. Oh, they got check raised, and they folded quickly. I think seat 4 knows what they're doing, and I'm going to treat them accordingly. I'm going to put them on reasonable ranges, and I'm going to assume that they have the capability to bluff. All right. Queen 9-9-4 on the button is not great, but it is a pair, and we do have a suited queen, and the table is seemingly passive, so we're going to go ahead and raise that from the button. We're going to get 3-bet. I don't think this hand's good enough to call a 3-bet.
No.
I don't like it at all. So we're going to let that go, but we are going to put on a little Hollywood here. Just a little bit, just 11 seconds. Make them think we were thinking about it. This hand looks good at a casual glance, but facing a raise in the cutoff, I don't like it. I don't like that 6, so I'm going to let it go.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, if that king was suited to the 6, I think I would have possibly even 3-bet that. I'm of the volition that at this stakes, I've seen too much. I don't want to get into multi-way pots here, so I'm thinking I'm kind of thinking playing a 3-bet or fold strategy. I'm not going to do a lot of calling facing a raise or at all pre-flop. Like I'll call like if I bet and someone 3-bets and I have a calling hand, I'll do it. But I don't think I'm going to make a lot of calls.
Okay.
And so we would have had clubs and a king here, but that's not really what we're concerned about. Let's see what our players are doing. And so we've got a pretty reasonable pot. We've got almost 50 big blinds in the pot there, so half a buy-in. Yeah, seat 4 is going for a full pot bet here, and we'll see what seat 3 has to say about it. I suspect they're going to fold. Are you willing to risk more than half your stack and followed up with what is certainly going to be an all-in on the river? And they're always going to put them in. They have to. They'd be crazy not to. There they do. They put them all in, and they're going to fold it. Wow, is that a bad play? They chased. They chased clubs. That's what that was. They were chasing clubs. Okay, we're going to mark them. We're going to mark them as a station. All right, we're going to fold that hand. I give them a loose passive. I might give them a fish, actually. That was some fishy shit.
Yeah, that was fishy. That was
real bad.
This doesn't
King
look
Jack
too
2-3. Well, we are on the big blind, and we have a suited
okay.
Jack. I think I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And we did hit top pair. We have a backdoor, we have a gut shot straight draw with the 2 and the 3, and we also have
okay. Yep.
we also have a backdoor flush draw and a strong one at that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lead this out. No, I'm going to check. They were the pre-flop aggressor. I'll let them bet into me, and I'll call them. If they bet, I'll call any size. We don't have a hand. Now we definitely are going to bet because we have top pair. We do have still a straight draw. It'll be the wrong end of a straight, but it's going to scare them. They didn't bet it. I don't think they have 8, 9. Maybe they do. If they do, then we get what we get. But I'm going to go ahead and lead out for pot so we can inflate this pot in case we do hit our spades. And what we want to come, our gin card is the ace of spades, obviously. But like, yeah, that didn't come. We'll just take down the pot.
Well, that'll do.
This is clearly a terrible hand. We're going to let that go without any explanation. We're just going to, here you go. No explanation needed. This is a pretty decent hand. That 6 isn't great, but we have 3 Broadway and a suited queen in on the button, and we are first to bring in, so we are going to bring in. I would not call a bet from an earlier position, but I will bring in because we do have fold equity with these players, as we just showed. So there we go. So I'm liking the pace of this table. I think we have a very strong edge here. We have a double suited hand, double suited to the king and the 10. The 6 and the 4 are not great.
No.
But it is double suited and they're reasonably strong suits, so we're going to go for it. Like I said, I've seen a lot of passivity. I haven't seen much 3-betting, and I've seen a lot of folding, which does tell me they're playing a bit of snug ranges. So that's a little something to be aware of. They're folding a lot, which that's actually a good sign. Let's see if our fishy caller was they will almost certainly call us here. No, they didn't. They didn't. Great. I love having fold equity. So we have a lot of fold equity in late position. So like I said earlier, we're going to be opening up our ranges in late position. So things that are like kind of borderline, that if we were playing on an aggressive table, I'm going to be less considerate when I'm in the cutoff and on the button. But we are in the low jack, and this kind of looks like it could be a good hand with the suited ace.
But
3 sevens is very bad, so we're going to let that go. Because we're blocking our own 7, which means the best we could hit a nut straight, but like we can't hit quads. Like our chances at a full house are seriously diminished. Like we just don't have much. Like basically, if you've got three of the same value hand in your hand, you almost always want to fold it.
It still looks good when you don't know how to play PLO. It looks great.
You can play 3 kings if one of your kings is suited, and you can play 3 aces pretty much all the time. That's it. You don't want to play 3 queens even. Yeah, I don't like that hand at all. Let's see what everyone else does before I make a decision.
They're all going to fold.
No, not necessarily. So the good player brought in. We're on the big blind, and quite frankly, I don't really see a lot of good reason to get into hands with seat 4 there. Basically, they demonstrated they're pretty decent. So like I'm not looking to get their stack. I'm looking to get everyone else's stack. So C4 is going to bring in. We're going to be extra choosy about the hands we call them with. Ace 2 3 9. That does kind of put us in a spot though, being where they are, because we're going to be on the big blind when they're on the button. So they're going to be bringing in a lot. So we don't want to be too tight about it, but we just want to make sure we're playing hands that are going to fare well out of position. No, it's a very bad hand. We're not going to play it. Disconnected, weak suit. This is a hand that looks okay, and if you were maybe a Texas Hold'em player and you didn't know a lot about Omaha, you might play this, but I'm not going to. pair of tens is not very valuable. You can't do much with it unless you spike a 10. And look at that. We've got a 3-bet from our player that we've labeled as loose passive. So they have a really good hand if they folded. What are they doing? C3's play is very suspect here. I'm gonna fold that weak holding there. That's a rundown, and it's suited. That's maybe a playable hand on the button. It's not a playable hand in early position or on the hijack. Either on the hijack or the low jack. I'm not going to play that. Now here we would have had a flush draw, a weak flush draw though.
Yes.
And we would have had a gut shot straight draw too, and a straight flush draw. This hand, on the other hand, Rayna, would you say this is a good hand?
I would say so.
I'd say this is a very, very good hand. I think we will be 3-betting this hand, especially against our fish there. So we hit top 2. We're almost certainly good here. So they brought in, I am going to check raise this. I think they're probably going to c-bet this. No, they didn't. They're so weak. All right. That 10 is exactly what we didn't want to see because we don't have a king. And so we now have 3 pair, which sucks because now there's a club draw and if there's a king there, we're in trouble. So we're still going to bet 2/3 pot here out of position because we do have 3 pair. We've got good solid full house draws. But if they've got jack king, we're in real trouble. And they could because they 3-bet. Or they bet, they brought in. So that screams jack king or a set. I think we're in real trouble here.
Do you think we should fold?
I think they have jack king. And the thing is, no, the pot's too big. We're getting the right pot odds to call because we have here, I'm gonna click this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outs. No, 2, 4. We have 6 outs times 2 is 12%. Are we getting the right? So we have a 12% chance to hit our full house. I don't think that's enough to cover up for that bet size because we'd be getting, I think we have to let this one go. I don't think they're bluffing. I think they have the jack king. Because we were blocking all the 2 pair. That was the other thing. It's like, oh. That might have been a mistake, but we just weren't getting the price that we needed to continue. We only had 12% equity to hit our full house. That's assuming that they had the straight, which I think they probably did, but I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I haven't seen them bluff yet. But they were taking such weird lines. Who knows? They maybe should have checked, let them bet, because then I could have called. But they did check raise me.
So someone said in the chat, any king, Kenny, any king who also gives you the straight 3, so 3 more outs.
That's true. Any king did give me the straight, so I did miscalculate my outs. Kenny, lovely to see you. Kenny, do you think I should have called that? Do you think I was getting the equity there? I'll bring up the hand history here. So it was about, they raised, I think they raised it was about a 1/3 pot size raise. So that the equity's real close. I'm thinking now that Kenny's brought that up, I miscalculated that. We're going to do this. We're going to bring this in for sure. I think we miscalculated that. We probably should have called that hand. Kenny brings up that great point. So I think that was actually a mistake now that I look back. But if you're going to make a mistake, it's better to make a mistake towards you don't punt your stack. I'm not interested in that. I think Kenny's right. I probably had 8 outs. So that's 16%. That's like, it's not that great. Here's the thing about the 2 pair is I had 3 pair and I had all the Broadway. So I was blocking all their 2 pair, which is why I didn't put them on it. Plus, they've been a fishy player. They've been taking weird lines, and when fishy players bet the river, check raise the river, they always have the nuts. Or is that the turn? Either way. I actually think it's more likely that they were holding Jack King than they were 2 pair, just because I didn't block any kings.
Yeah. Can't even say it fast enough.
What's that?
I can't even say fold fast enough. Gone. It's like,
yeah, I didn't even. I'm still reviewing that hand in my head.
Yeah.
Hey, Rayna, can you mark the time code at all? We don't have a time code, do we? Well, we're 21 minutes in. Go ahead and mark that for me. Yeah, go ahead and mark that. Go ahead and mark like the 15-minute mark, and like, because I'm gonna want to review that hand and run it through a solver later. We are on the big blind. I don't really like this. We did get a call from the small blind. No, that dangling, that's rainbow. I don't like it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not interested. Yeah. I'd have been compelled to call here, chase that 2. No. It was a good hand to not be in. Yeah, Omaha's a whole different thing than Texas Hold'em. I'm responding to Kenny in the chat, of course. Like, and for those of you that don't know,
so weird. Yep.
Well, for those of you that don't know, like Kenny and I are old friends, and we've been playing poker together for 25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we've been playing poker together for a long time, and so he's one of my best friends I've ever had. Very upstanding fellow. Currently lives in Seattle as a musician, doing great stuff up there. If you're in the Seattle area, Katie, check out Kenny Darling and all the stuff he's doing. Or Kenneth Darling, if you're going by Kenneth. It looks like Kenny in the chat. But yeah, check out the projects he's in. He's doing good stuff, making some real good art up there. King, Jack, 7-7. Good enough. Good enough on the cutoff here. You're going to 3-bet. That's exactly what we didn't want to see. This is not, in my opinion, a good enough hand to call 3-bet with. So we're going to 3-bet fold. And we're down. Sorry, Kenny. Holy bully. Too much information. TMI,
yes, don't dox
says the chat.
people. I guess is the rule number, well, I don't know, maybe not number 1.
TMI. I was trying to help.
Trying to promote, but it's like, yeah.
By the way, to anyone that is watching, it's kind of on hiatus now, but Rayna and I have been doing a poker studying class. We've been doing it on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
Yes.
One of those hours. About 2 hours long usually. We're doing it on Zoom. If you want in on that, we're not doing it right now because we're shifting over to do some other stuff, but that's a temporary thing. We'll be picking it back up in a month or so. But if you're interested in in joining any poker studies sessions with me or with Rayna or with both of us, then please let me know in the description box or get a hold of me on either Facebook, Amanda Bonanza, or Blue Sky, Amanda Bonanza. Or you can send an email if you want to send an email to media@thetransverse.net. All right. Our fishy player is building up a bankroll, and maybe, just maybe, I was wrong about labeling them a fish. They just did such fishy plays. Let's start watching them. We're going to keep our eye on seat 3 here. I don't like this hand enough to call from the small blind. No.
It's
Good. Not even for the button. Not even to a fold. Definitely not to a raise. And so that player just jumped in, and they bought in for the minimum, and they bet too large for their chip stack. So I think it's safe to assume that they are not a studied player. So we should watch them too, because they came out swinging first hand, and they're just pot. So
yeah, they'd be a real wild card.
what? Oh, now they just limped. All right, yeah, they're a fish for sure. I am gonna bring this in. This is a paired rundown with a suit in late position, so we're gonna go ahead and bring that in. They're gonna call almost certainly. If they limp raise. Okay, they didn't. We didn't hit anything at all. Well, we did hit a pair of 5s. That's bad. Normally I would bluff here because either you have an ace or you don't. But I am actually going to check because we have some showdown value with that 5. I'm going to see what comes. And so the ace king, they're going to bet, yeah. And I can't call an ace king. I can't call. I don't have anything here. I've got 6s, but like there's nothing coming for us here. We have no equity at all, and we'll let them have it. I guess technically I could have spiked a 6 or a 5, but nah, not good enough. Hi, Christina. We got a rundown here, a suited rundown, suited to the high card, and we were on the, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, they folded out to us. All right, this is no good. I'm folding. I'm clicking that fold button. See, they're betting correctly now. I have got my eye on seat 3. I might have mislabeled them a fish. I don't think they were wise to call, but they just might be like a loose aggressive player. Better than I thought. Keep watching them. And the more I see them play, the more I'm convinced they were bluffing us in that hand. I will be folding that hand to a raise from the tight aggressive. Well, I don't even know if they're tight aggressive.
Was that four raised?
Yeah, I don't know that they're even that. They might be just be nitty. Because they don't seem they'll bring in, but like I know it looks right, but that 5 sucks. Suited to the 10 sucks, and we don't have an ace, and we're out of position. I want to let that go. Early position, we just have to keep real tight in early position. Even though, like I said, we're not seeing a lot of 3 bets, and we're not seeing a lot of cold calls. So, like, I think we can get away with stuff, but we have to be discerning. And this, even though that's a suited ace, the 5 and the 8 don't, well, the 8, they do kind of match up. I would play this in late position, but not under the gun. So I'm going to let that go.
Okay.
Oh, they got a disconnect there. Was that the player that bought in for 30 and then just bombed the pot and they made it up to 99 big blinds? Or is that someone new? Who knows? Looks like they disconnected and they're not going to be around. So see ya. Seat one's going to take it down. All right.
You get cut off in the game. Is it just like a fold or?
You have 30 seconds to reconnect if you disconnect, and if not, then it kicks you from the table. And yeah, you fold whatever you had.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah, you can't play. Honestly, you just keep whatever you have, and if anyone checks it down, you can still win. It's really, it's wild. But like if you see that happen, and then that means they left. They left without like clicking the full button, so it's kind of a rude thing to do. We're in the small blind here, and we do have a rundown, so I'm going to bet that. Because it's just us in the big blind there.
Even though it's a vacant seat, that's what confused me where the dealer button is.
Yeah, that's because there was a person there and I was.
Oh, okay.
They can't skip my big blind here.
I see.
So 9-3 king. I'm gonna check it. We're out of position. Obviously, I'm checking. I'm just kind of thinking of what they're doing, and we're gonna see what they do.
Oh,
I'm evaluating on whether or not I'm gonna call this. We don't have much equity here. We didn't hit our range at all, so I think I'll probably let this go if they bet. They're gonna bet. We're gonna think about it a minute, but the more I think about it, we don't have anything. Like we don't even have really even any kind of straight draws. And if a backdoor flush draw is just bad. If we hit any pairs, it's bad.
Seems
it's just we missed. We missed.
Seems like not a good.
We swung and missed, and that's number Wang. Pair of aces with a suit. We'll do that one on the button.
Yes.
We'll play this hand. That's for sure.
Thank you. We'll play that.
We'll bring it in. Yep. Let's see if we can get a call. We do get a call. We'll be. Oh, they're gonna bet. Well, we're just gonna call them because we have an overpair, but they could easily have two pair. They could easily have a flush at this point. They're gonna check that. They didn't like the flush. We're gonna check it back. That.
Oh, okay. Well,
let's check it down. See if we can win. They do. They had a flush and they didn't bet it. Why didn't they bet their flush? They're strong flush. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand these players. So we're going to mark that. Check their flush on two streets. That is nitty. That is nitty. All right, so we're going to have to be careful when they check to us out of position. And we're going to have to... They were trapping. That's the only explanation, is they were trapping us. But it didn't get them... Well, it's like... It's rookie shit. But still, unless they were afraid that we had a better flush, because they did only have the jack and there was only a queen out there. So that maybe they thought we had the king or the ace. But like... There were 4 diamonds out there. It's like, I don't know. I disagree with their decision to check. I think it was poor poker. But they won the pot. We're down. So. Jeez, everyone's got chips but me. I'm the fish. I'm starting to think they're not so much of a fish anymore. So I'll leave it there. I want to see them fold. I want evidence of their fold, of their ability to bluff. I'm going to call that. We did it a king. We'll check it back. They're going to bet. We're going to call it. We do have a king. Aces and kings. Let's see if they do. They're going to bet. We're going to bet that. We're going to pot size. We're going to bluff. We're going to bluff that.
Okay. Whoa.
flush.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
when
Okay.
okay, so backdoor flushes, when backdoor flushes come, they're really good bluffing candidates because players don't, if they bet, they're betting their front door flush and they get scared away from that. And like, I'm going to recategorize this person as a net over tight because they are folding too much and they are not bringing in enough. They're playing too snug. So they get the net mouse. So yeah, we've been seeing some. That's the thing at these stakes here. It's like the player pool is so random that we get all different types.
Yeah, that's for sure. All over the
And
place.
so let's see. No, they're going to bet again. They should. There's no reason for them not bet again. They were right to do it. They could easily have a full house. They could just have two pair. They called. Seat one called. Yeah, they have something. They've got. Woo!
Oh boy.
They just had an ace. They just had an ace. Wild. All right. All right. Maybe they aren't so fishy after all. They aren't so mousy after all. Who knows? It's hard to read these players. Hard to read. Like that wasn't bad poker. This player one played very well. They played that exactly right. They called it down. They had a marginal hand and they called it down. Seat four was overly aggressive with their marginal made hand. So that's what you get. But they were in position, so it's like that was just generally good poker what I saw. I'm gonna let that go. And boy, are those rags or what?
Hitting a lot of junky hands.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens. We're gonna wait for a good one. We're just gonna wait for good
Right.
hands.
That's
Wait
what
for
Jonathan
good
Little says.
cards.
You
That's what you
play
gotta
the
do.
good hands and you fold the bad ones.
Yep, it's that simple. It's that simple. Rayna, would you say this is a good hand or a bad hand?
I think it's a bad hand.
I agree, but we're just gonna take it down. Which I love that. I love when our bad big blind hands just get folded to. That's great. What do you think about this one? Should we play this hand out of position to a raise from early position?
No.
From a tight player? No? Oh God. Oh,
Please help.
this horrible, horrible business here. Get me out of here. Get lost. Thank you. No. Hard pass. No.
No. Thank you.
At least the game's moving quick. Everyone else is folding too.
You got another bad.
They're probably marking me with that mouse. That's good enough. That's good enough to call on the big blind. We do have a straight draw. Do we check raise it? That's what the question
Okay.
is. I don't think we do. But we did hit our straight. So we're definitely potting it because we don't want the hearts. We want to make them pay for their heart draw. Plus, and we want money in the pot. And I'm still going to go ahead and if they have a full house, we lose. And I'm okay with it. They're probably just not going to call here. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to call. I'm going to bet, though. It's good enough. Heads up. And it's also good enough to call a 3-bet. Double suited to the king. Strong double suited hands are good 3-bet calling hands because even if they have aces, you can crack them. That's not good enough to play. That's not good. Got a new player on seat 5. Let's see what they do. A lot of folding. A lot of folding.
That looks bad.
It is bad. I'm gonna just take away all the
Commentary.
I'm gonna give them solid reg status again. They're not playing bad or good. They don't seem to be making egregious mistakes. I think they're just a solid, they're a probably solid multi-tabler. They're playing like 2 or 3 tables at the same time, and like they're just only playing they're just playing super tight on all of them. They're grinding. That's what I think this player's doing. They're just grinding
You
and
think is
grinding
that
and
common?
grinding.
People
Oh
playing
yeah.
multiple
Oh
games?
yeah. Oh, I do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a normal thing.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
It's hard. Like it's not easy. It's my kind of rule is like I'll feel good multi-tabling when I'm consistently winning in one hand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like
I think
when
that's
I can
fair.
win when I'm consistently winning just playing one, then I can bring in another table. But
Yeah,
I've seen, yeah, Jonathan Little plays like 14 tables at a time. Like
14.
he's crazy. He's
Wow. I mean,
insane.
I've seen people play chess. I mean, not seen, but like on movies and TV
Multiple,
shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, okay. But you got to be good.
Yeah, Jonathan Little like buys in for like every time he plays, he enters tournaments and he gets in cash games and he buys in like 14 tables for like $5,000 buy-ins each. Just like wins all of them. It's wild watching his streams. Like you can watch his streams, you can check out his channel on YouTube. He'll stream when he does it. It's just like you just see him like beating everybody. Like it's great.
He's such an unassuming person too. He's just like
Yeah.
he's very cool, kind of
He's
modest.
unassumingly cool. Like you wouldn't, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I like that. And
you wouldn't tell by looking at him that he is what he is.
exactly.
It's like, yeah, for sure. Do I call this? I think I do. I'm on the big blind and I like that hand just enough to call it. I don't like it enough to call a 3-bet from a new player. So we're going to let that go. We did hit a king, but let's see what they all have. So they like it. I'm actually c-betting your king, c-betting it that a dry king flop out of position is a GTO move. You're supposed to. And so that worked. So 5 made a good solid c-bet there. This is bad. We're gonna get rid of it. So 5 seems pretty solid. I know we marked them with a fish, but they've got the most chips. And they left. So I think I miscategorized them, but I mean, even though they did that, what I thought was a really bad play. But what do I know? I don't I didn't make 300 big blinds in that short a time. I want to play this. I am.
I know, right? I was thinking yes.
Yeah, but I don't like the raise in front of me, and I don't like that's why I 3-bet. I don't
Oh,
want anyone to call me behind. I want to be in position for this one.
I see.
They're gonna call for sure. That'd be my guess. They're gonna. I am gonna call their 4-bet. They have aces. Shit, we're fucked. They're gonna bet pot high. We have to fold. Yep, yep. Their aces were good. I shouldn't have called their 4-bet. But they seem aggressive. Yeah, they're gone now. They came in, grabbed some cash, and left. Min buy-in player. We're gonna rebuy here. We're gonna top off. Ugh, that 2 sucks.
Eesh.
Yeah, we can't play this hand. So we're down about half a buy-in. I'm gonna make a note of that. So we're down.
That's a bullet and a half, right?
No,
Is
it's
that
one
right?
bullet. It's a half
One
a bullet.
half a bullet. Half a bullet.
Because I reloaded here. I thought I did. Maybe I did. I don't know why it hasn't come through yet. Yeah, it is.
That looks bad, but
Yeah, it does. It looks really bad.
it's
I
horrifying.
agree. It's quite bad. So that min click there, that's the correct amount to bet when you're 30 big blinds.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And we got a caller from the big blind, which is normal. You want to bet small when you have not a lot of chips behind you, because when you have that few chips, your goal is to get all of your chips in the pot by the river on any hand that you make, basically. Because you don't really have any fold equity with that few of chips. Not a lot anyway. It goes down because people just tend to call you. It's like I can get all their chips. The max I can lose is 28 big blinds, you know? It's like when you got 187. That's not that much. It is a bad hand. We're going to fold out of position. Ooh, I've been seeing some garbage lately. Been seeing bad hands, Rayna. Rayna.
Gotta do something about it. Oh, wait.
Rayna, help me see better hands.
Okay, wait. We just have to.
We
We
have
have
to
to.
wait. There's
Just
nothing
have
to
to
do but
wait.
wait for him.
Just have to wait.
Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait for the better hands.
Probabilities.
The fact that no one's bet anything on this hand is crazy. What do they have? Absolute garbage? Did they bring in with absolute garbage? Yes. Seat 5, and they limped just now. Okay, this is a fish. Let's see what they do. They lead out. We probably got to fold, but if they don't, we're going to bluff them. We have, we're going to bluff. We have, it's just a range bet. That's good for our range and not good for theirs. They called it. They like it.
Okay.
Let's see what they do here. We're going to bluff them again. We're going to bluff them small, and if they call, we're going to give it up. Let's bluff them with 8 big blinds. Let's see if they call. See if they call the flush. If they hit They're either they have it or they don't. There we go. Position betting. Position betting.
Okay.
That's no good. Whenever a flush comes on the board, it's my opinion that the correct bet to make is a small bet, and there's a number of reasons for that. People get scared by flushes, so they'll just fold. So if you want to bluff, you can bluff small, and people will still fold because they're afraid of the flush. The other thing is if they have the flush, they'll probably oftentimes come back and re-raise, so you know you can just fold, and you don't lose all that much.
Okay.
And if you have it and you make like the nut flush by betting small, that induces people to call their weaker flushes or their weaker holdings. Because they'll call, a lot of times people will call with like two pair or a set or even a straight with a lesser hand, especially in the higher stakes. So we're back up over 100. We're still down about 40 big blinds though, so we're not up, and this is still a very bad hand. I'm still looking at, so that was seat 5. They did open up with 9-7-5-4 suited to the 7, which is not a good hand. And they brought it in and they min clicked that. They definitely are a fish playing bad ranges. So we've marked them appropriately. Seat 5 is appropriately marked. They're not going to be in this game much longer. They're going to punt those chips. Almost certainly. Boy, howdy, is this gross. And based on their range earlier, I almost wanted to call or re-raise them. But no, not with that hand. Not even this one, which almost looks kind of good, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, and it's definitely not with a raise.
Yeah.
But boy, we are seeing a lot of folding over here, which is really good for us, which means we do have to open up just a lot of folding. There's a hand.
Well, that's playable.
That's real good, actually. Yeah, that's a real nice hand. I want to go ahead and 3-bet that up. This person, they had 300 and change, and look what they've got now. They're in net.
Yeah,
We just hit our hand, so we're gonna.
Oh, okay. This is great, right? Three of a kind.
Honestly, this is almost something I want to slow play because this is a fish and they're not going to call anything, and nothing can come that can hurt us. Not in this next card. There's no card that can come that can hurt us, so we're going to check that. They did it again, and now we're going to bet really small to get them into the pot. I'm just going to bet 2 big blinds because all we can get is their 13.4. So, and they called us, and they almost certainly can't beat us. They're going to go all in. I'm going to call them. I don't know what they bet with. See, I don't even, what do they even have? I'm glad we're the ones that got all their free money. Yeah, I'm gonna pot that actually. I want more money in this pot. Maybe I even have some fold equity. No. We hit top pair.
All right. This is good.
That's good enough.
Good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. No, we've got the ace. We've got good. We're good. We're good to go here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna see about that. Seat 5. They had they called us with a 9, a single 9. So like they were real bad. If we get check raised, I mean, what they could have. We block the queen, so they could have a set of 3s or 8s. They could have clubs. I mean, I'm calling. I want to see what I don't see what they're doing it with. Now I can't call it again, so I have to check if they're going to bet large. They should. Yeah. They have something. They have 2 pair at least. Maybe they're betting fast and strong like they have a set, so I'm going to let that go. They had a set of 8s or a set of 3s. I mean, they had to have. That's the only thing. They wouldn't have bet 8-3 like that. They shouldn't have 8-3, but who knows? Yeah, they had something. I think we're just gonna default to like always checking out of position. Like even if we have something, because we've been getting check raised too much when we bet out of position. Or not check raised, just raised. We've been getting raised too much. It's happened a couple times now.
So check raise is when a player
When check raise is when
blinds the
you're
bet?
out of position, you check, someone bets, and then you raise. That's what a check raise is. So like right now, if I was in this hand, I couldn't get check raise because I'm on the button. But like if 3, for example, if the seat 3 checked and then seat 4 bets, and then 3, it comes around to seat 3 and they raise the bet, then that's a check raise.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
No, I don't. I got distracted by the chat.
Okay, I will explain it again. So basically, you can only make a check raise from out of position. So you get to act first, right? I'm out of position. I act first. I check my hand. The next person that's in position bets their hand. It comes back around me to call, fold, or raise. I then raise. That's check, raise. Do you understand?
I think.
Okay.
I forget that. Okay, this is the problem. There's like the problem is
We're 3
there's
betting
like
this, by the way.
different terminology. So I'm getting a little lost on the position. So out of position is when you're like under
Not the
gun,
last
right?
person to act is out of
Oh, the
position.
last person to act is
The
out of.
last person to act is in position. Everyone else is out of position.
Oh, okay. The last person to act. Okay.
We hit top pair and we have a straight draw and we have a backdoor nut flush draw. So we're going to c-bet this. Now that was a 3-bet pot, so I'm just going to c-bet a little bit lighter. I'm going to c-bet half pot here because I do want money in the pot, so I want to get the chips in, but they just handed it to us, so that's great. So I'll give you a more clear, concise example when one's appropriate. So let's see
Charlotte
what
says it seems
happens.
like 2 weeks in a row of just meh hands.
Yeah, it has been pretty much that. Like since I've gone up in these stakes, I've been seeing a lot of trash, and it's okay. It happens. You just got to be patient. I mean, this is one of those hands where you hit your full house and then you got garbage. But their full house would have been better than ours, so this hand is good enough to play on the big blind. So we're gonna call if they bet. All right, we hit our ace, so that's good for us. So we're gonna bet it. We'll do half. Yeah, we'll do half pot bet. Now, since they checked and we bet, if they had turned around and raised after we bet, that would have been a check raise. Do you understand?
Yes. No.
Okay. No, you do not. Okay. Next time it comes around.
I'm gonna write down. Okay. We're at 3
It's a
o'clock.
real simple concept. Like it's
Okay, it may be a real simple concept to you.
You can't. It's the jargon. It's the jargon that's throwing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you know. So
I
this
will. I'm
person
going to
right
come
here.
back to this. I am going to come back to this on the video. The recording.
Maybe I'm not explaining it very well.
I mean, you are a good teacher because, in the sense that I at least want to keep coming back for more.
Well, that's nice. That's sweet of you to say. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So we'll see if I can give you, if this person calls, they do. So this person, seat 3 is out of position, seat 5 is in position.
Okay.
It's not going to make, because they donked. So they donk led.
Okay,
So,
donk is, yeah.
And now they donk less. Oh my God, what are they doing?
What? They're donks.
No, they have full house is why they did that.
They double donked. That's not a thing.
Yeah, that was a full house move. That was a total donk move. Okay. Yeah, place face up. Yeah, clearly that was so obviously a full house. Okay, next time we have a hand that it can possibly work, I'll try and show you what I mean here. So let's see what happens here with this one. Well, we have to get to a flop. Sort of. They're out. They're gone. They decided to leave without clicking the fold button. They could have just clicked the fold button. Then it would have auto folded, but instead they decided, oh no, they just got disconnected for a second. They're back.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
wrong. I'm not going to, it's one big blind. It's double suited. It's bad though. It's bad and it's multi-way. See, that's where you have to, like, that's the places where it's tempting to call because it's only one big blind. But here I would have been out of position with like a bad holding.
Right.
Once again, it's a terrible hand. Yeah, they limp. Yeah, it's a seat 3 is a fish. Great, perfect. Loose passive. Just we're gonna bet a lot at them whenever we're in position on them. We're just gonna pretty much bet at them.
Oh, so Kenny is jumped into the fray of trying to help me understand what's going on. So think
Got
of
it.
check raise as a trap. You're pretending you don't want to bet by checking. If the player in front of you then bets and you raise after you'd initially checked, it reveals the trap. You're showing that you love your hand and the initial check was a bluff to get more chips in the pot.
That's exactly correct. Does that make sense to you, Rayna?
It does make a little more sense.
Okay, so if this person checks and I bet here, which I'm going to do, and then they responded by raising, that's what a check raise is. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to bet because I have aces. And they're going to call. So they didn't check raise. And we're just going to keep going with it. Shoot. I shouldn't have. The straight came. Now they could easily have a straight. And they almost certainly do because that's all their chips. So I have to let that go. Shame on me. Shame on me. I should have checked it. I should have checked it when the straight came. That was a mistake.
Okay, so the check is the bluff.
Attention.
Okay, so it's a trap. The trap is you're implying, by doing a check, you're indicating that you don't like your hand or you're not confident in it. So then the following player bets, and then you come back around and you raise, and then that shows the trap. Is that?
That's correct. That's correct. It's a strategic move. We got 3-bet here. We got 3-bet from someone who limps. I'm gonna let that go. Not an early position. Not without a suit.
Early position is small blind, big blind, and under the gun. Is that right? Or
Yes, it
just
is. I
yeah.
mean, technically not. So small blind, big blind are their own category
Ah,
pre-flop. Early position is under the gun, and in 6-handed, it's just the low jack. Low jack is early position, and then hijack is middle position, and then cutoff's the cutoff, and big blind and deal button's a button. But and technically, it's either under the gun. It's under the gun or the low jack.
and then the under the gun is the first to act
First
because
to act. Under the gun's
the
always
small
the
blind,
first to
big blind
act after the
have to
small
bet.
blind,
They are forced
after
to
the big
bet.
blind. Yes, that's what
So
they are, blind bets. Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and check our marginal hand here. That didn't go anywhere, so we'll check it back. There's nothing for us to do really.
and then low jack, hijack, and cutoff. Those are late position, all those three.
Low jack is no, they're not. So it depends on the table. Like they're low jack and hijack are always middle position. Late position is cutoff and button.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I feel like a bluff here could work, but there's nothing going on. No, they had a flush and they didn't bet it. That's the fishiest fishy thing of it. Why didn't they bet their flush? They were in position and there was no money in the pot. Why don't you bet your flush? What's wrong with you, fool? And that's why we're not going to bluff out of position. We're not going to do it. These weirdos. We're calling. I'm not going to 3-bet. Oh, look at that. We do have top pair and a straight draw, so I'm going to check and possibly check raise. We'll see what they do. I'm definitely betting now. I'm going to bet the pot because we've got an overpair and we've got a good flush draw and a straight draw. So
Okay. Okay.
cool.
That's good.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
just had equity. We just had a good strong hand. And this is a very bad hand. Let's be folding it. Oh, I'd love to see more hands. I'd love to see more hands. That's rough. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit the break.
Okay.
It's break time. I'm going
Sounds
to use the
good.
bathroom, fill up my water. In the meantime, while I step away for a bit, I want to remind you all that you can go down in the description box below and click the link in there that will get you to a website called PLO Mastermind, which is a PLO training site. And it is a fantastic, if not the single best PLO training site out there. You can get a free account, do a bunch, learn your ranges, do a whole bunch of stuff. If you like it, you feel inclined, you can upgrade that to a paid account and have full access to everything that they do, which is like an overwhelming amount of very good stuff, including one of the best solvers in poker. So like
It is
in
truly awesome.
poker, period. It's so good. I use it regularly. That's how I understand ranges. I watch the videos. I'm a fan of Jay Nandez, the founder, who's a hot Euro, a Swiss Euro pro who's just great, knows his stuff. And I watch a lot of videos by Luke Botter, who is like a wonderful Dutch PLO, Dutch GTO robot. He's great. So I'll be back in about a couple minutes. See you soon.
Okay.
And back indeed. Ooh, back indeed. Hello. Yeah, I'm back just in time for a foldable hand here. A real cold garbage. Looks like we're going to be able to free roll this one, which is wild. I didn't expect a free roll, and we do have a flush draw here and a straight draw. So I'm going to go ahead and bet that. I'm going to go ahead and donk bet that. Got a snap call there. I'll check it. That's what they do. I'll call one big blind, see if my two pair holds. It does not. Their straight's good. Straight is good. And yeah, I'll call it. Sure. Sure. I'll be in position here with this hand. Oh, I really don't like that 3-bet, though. Can't call that. Oh, cold calling 3-bets. Oh, so bad. Oh, holy cow. Now I have to. The price is just too good. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, of course. I don't have enough equity to call this. I don't have any equity at all. Oh, it sucks. Yeah, go ahead. Nice donk bet. Unbelievable. Mm. No, it's Bonanza. Got to bring in from seat 2 there. We had a call from seat 3. To be expected. Gonna play if I had to guess at what seat 3's VPIP would be, it'd be somewhere around 80%. Would have been nice to have a full house. But what are you gonna do? I'd rather catch it
Yes,
with a good hand.
that would be lovely.
Yeah, would have been nice. It's always nice, you know. It's always nice to win a hand. Someone was betting at it. They could have had a better full house. Who knows what these players are doing at this point? I can't justify that. All right, let's see a better hand here from the big blind.
Well, king queen.
It's playable on the big blind. It's playable. It's not playable with a 3-bet, but yeah, I'm gonna call. I'll bring in because we can spike a 3 or a strong flush. We hit top pair, so we're not leaving, but we're not betting it.
Right.
We're not going anywhere. Checked around. Now we have top 2.
Oh.
We've got no clubs. I mean, we could bring out and bet this, but the problem is a straight came, and we're almost certainly going to get called because someone's got either clubs or hearts here.
So
even though we block each.
Okay.
I don't know. This is a tricky one. I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to bring in small. I'm going to bring in 4 and just kind of see what happens. Because if we do spike, we're real good. Like ideally, we're going to get like a king of hearts would come. And then that's like our gin card here. Or even a 3.
Uh-huh.
A 3 would give us a full house too. Or any queen.
Oh, right, right.
Let's see now, but now we don't. We have 2 pair. And the clubs came, and I promise you one of these 2 was chasing clubs, and they're gonna call. They're gonna bet, so there it is. There's the nut flush. What did 3 call with? That wasn't the nut flush. Seat 3 had 10, 8, 8, 7. They did have clubs as well, just weaker clubs. They had a pair of 10s though. Yep. And seat 2 had ace 10, 2, 2 with a suited ace, which isn't a great hand, but like I can understand it. And they did have a pair of 10s, so like both of them were right to call and kind of play it the way they did, really, honestly. That was good poker on both of their parts. Well played hands on both of their parts. I mean, even though I had the club blocker and they each had clubs. It's an unlikely scenario, but it does happen, and indeed it did. So there we are.
So what's the difference between pot odds and implied odds?
So pot odds are right now the pot's 2.3 big blinds. So if I would bet the pot, if someone bet the pot at me, I would have to call 2.3 big blinds to win like 3 times that much, basically, because you would be then winning the pot, including what you put into it. And then, so you have a 1 in 3, your pot odds are then, you're getting 3 to 1 on your money. That's how you do it. There's an actual calculation for it.
Oh, okay.
But basically, like, if you want to do it short, it's always just like your odds are a little better than like what the bet is. Like, so if it's like a third pot bet, your odds are a little better than 1 in 3. You know, you're getting like 5 to 1. If it's a half size, if it's a half pot bet, you're getting like something like 4 to 1. I've got a chart that says what they are, roughly. This is a rundown, and we're definitely going to bring it in, a suited rundown in late position. It's not the best, but we've been starving for cards, so. And we hit our straight. We hit our nut straight. They're going to check almost certainly, no matter what they have. They'd be crazy not to. They are crazy, though. They've been playing like a maniac. They're thinking about it. They're going to check. I'm going to bring in half pot because I want... No. I'm going to bring in a third pot. There's 2 big blinds just because something. I want them to call. I want them to raise. Yeah. They weren't going to do nothing about nothing. That's that. There's our big payout today. Not an early position. It's close. It's real close. I would do that in late position. I would have bet that on the cutoff of the button, but not here, even though it would have put me in position in hindsight. Yeah, would have been nice. No money though. Neither of them have anything. I would have bet the pot and they would have folded. So I would have made like 5 points in mid blinds. Oh, maybe. They say I've got 3-5. I liked that too. This is a hand we can definitely play on the big blind. What do you think, Rayna?
Yep.
Agreed.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
Fold?
Everybody's folding.
Well, that's okay. I don't know. Check this. I'll see what happens. Nothing much. Yeah, it missed our range pretty hard. We're going to let that go. They raised. They have a full house. They do. Did C5 have the flush? Almost certainly. Let's look. C5 decidedly had the flush to the ace. And 3 snuck in with the sneaky full house trap. Yeah, C3 is playing pretty face up. I think we can believe every bet C3 makes, is what I think we can do. And I think
Okay. All right.
if they bet small, it means they have a marginal hand. They bet large, and especially how they bet on the river determines what their hand is. Like, they might check raise out of position, but like, and they've been trapping, so they might do that. We're gonna have to call this to what's known as set mine. We want to spike an 8 or a 2, and we're getting great pot odds to do it. So like, these are the kind of hands we didn't. So let's see if someone's gonna come out and bet this, and maybe not. Checks around to us. I mean, we almost need to bet that in position, just as a position bet. I'm gonna check it. We have showdown equity here. Someone's got a jack. There it is. I can't do it.
It looked like for a second you were going to bet pot there.
I was thinking of it. For a second, I was thinking of it, but like, I was like, no, there's too many people in this hand. They're scared of the ace. No one has an ace. I don't think. Seat 4 might. They are pretty nitty. They might have checked their ace because they weren't in position. Yeah. They did have an ace. So yeah, our 8s weren't going to win. We weren't going to bluff anyone off that one. Someone could have easily had diamonds too. It was like, we didn't have any fold equity. Shit. It's like, we're seeing all these hands that are like right on the edge. And like, they're just not good enough, and it sucks. I mean, like this.
Yeah.
It's like, this sucks. It sucks in under the gun. But it would have been a great hand.
Yeah, we had two pairs.
I almost think we should have played it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Well,
starting
it's
to think
exactly what you said. All these hands are like right on the edge.
yeah, and there we go. I mean, this clearly, we would have clearly had the best hand in this spot. And there's money coming in. Yeah, look at our monster. God damn it.
That
All right.
sucks.
I'm going to start bringing in suited aces. Like, I mean, fuck. I don't think I was over tight. It feels like I've been, you know? That's just because we haven't been playing any cards. We've just been seeing such rags. It's a dangerous mindset to get into, though. It's like, I'm going to start bringing in early position and with marginal hands. It's like, it's a real good way to lose your stack. Now we hit top pair, so we're going to bet it. That's what you get for a limp. Yeah. There's our top pair with a flush draw. With a bad flush draw and a bad kicker out of position. Technically, we have a double gut shot straight draw too. Two double gut shot straight draws. We actually have we actually have kind of a lot of equity in this hand, believe it or not. Like, if a 3 and a 5 come, we've got our straight on the low end. If a a 7 and 8 come, we get a straight. We've got our straight on the straight to the 10. If a jack came, we would have a straight to the king. And we still have a flush draw, and we still have second pair. Plus, any of our other cards could pair up. We could still spike a queen. So, like, we have a lot of equity here.
But not playing it was not a bad call, though.
No, it's a terrible hand.
Yeah, it's
And even now, queens and sixes right now, is that really a really strong hand that you're going to feel comfortable with? I would, with 3.2 big blinds in the pot. There's no money in this pot, which means no one else has anything. But now someone could have easily hit like a really stupid flush, like just because they weren't checking. Everyone was checking everything. There's a real stupid flush. And they had it, and they didn't bet it. They had a queen, I think, even. I'm going to bet it. It's double suited. It's good enough in position. See, 3 did, in fact, have top pair, a good kicker, a straight draw, and a flush draw, and didn't bet it. I don't understand these players at all. I don't understand what they're doing, like, at all. There's just like the most fishy play I've ever seen. It's like, what were you waiting for? And now we're 3-bet. 3-bet called. And so this player hasn't, no one's 3-betting forever. We've been seeing a bunch of limp. And now all of a sudden we come in. Now we've got a 3-bet and then a cold call 3-bet. And that's a lot of chips. And we don't have a great hand. I got to let it go. I mean, I would not be surprised to see aces here or kings. Set of kings right there.
Yeah.
Quad kings, aces and kings. And it's not quads, it's aces.
Oh, yeah, aces.
They called with ace 10, 5, 6. They had nothing, and they called the 3-bet cold. And they bought back in. What a fucking fish. Jesus. Oh, they left. They bought back in, and then they left. They misclicked. They misclicked their leave.
Well, they meant to leave and they bought in. And
yeah. Well, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. A lot of sitting around. A lot of bad cards. What a drag. We're getting bad cards, and then when we do get good hands, we're either getting folded to right away or we're not hitting. And then on the couple of times we brought in like semi-marginal hands, good enough to bring in, but not good enough to 3-bet, we've gotten 3-bet right away. It's just like, as a poker, the poker gods are not smiling on me lately. But, you know, I don't feel like I'm playing terribly. I made a couple moves where I could have maybe made better moves, but and then our really bad hands are hitting really well, but our good hands are missing. It's frustrating. So it's not a great session, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Last week was a bad session too. I think we ended up down. Yeah, I think so.
well, when you played on Thursday, you did pretty well. There's some couple
Yeah,
like spectacular hits, victories.
Yeah, I did. The cards were with us on Thursday for sure. Ray and I played Thursday night. But not today. I can't even call this. I'm tempted to just because I've got fours and like I can spike a four, but it's such a shitty hand. I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like I was like, give me anything. When a pair of fours is starting to look good, it's probably time to get out of the game. And of course, we hit our straight with no one in the with no one betting their flushes. Oh. Oh. The pain, the anguish, the sadness, just fucking kill me now. Good hand, good hand. I mean, even this is still on the edge. And I'm bringing it in, and if this
Yeah, I mean,
motherfucker three bets me, I'm gonna fucking goddamn kill myself. We're in position at least. So.
yeah, we're in position.
And we hit spades. We're good. We'll see bet this.
Okay. Yep.
Oh
Flush.
yeah, we're going for this. We're gonna triple barrel this, no matter what. We're getting all our chips in the pot.
Oh, they went all in. Whoa.
Now we can't get all our chips in the pot because someone's got an ace.
God
Like,
damn it.
honestly. God damn it. No! They wouldn't
Wait
have
a
won.
second. What just happened?
They had a set of twos.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We were right to get out, but like shit.
Yeah.
Shit. That's what happens when you just play every hand. You know you're gonna hit some bullshit. Yeah. They flopped a set of twos and they went crazy. And what did seat 4 bet with? They had a king, 3 clubs, and they had an ace. They had a king with an ace kicker. So they thought that was a good check raising hand. They had no equity, but they check raised. So, yep. Fuck. At this point, this is probably even technically supposed to be a fold in this position, but like, you're gonna call. Of course, you're gonna call. Great. We're gonna see bet that with our straight draw, our backdoor flush draw, and our overpair. They're gonna call. They're gonna chase something. Now they could maybe have hit that. We're just gonna check. And we missed all our straights, but all their straights came.
Yeah.
So we got to let that go because we don't really have anything. We've got one pair of kings, and they almost certainly have a better hand than us at this point. I mean, they could have easily have a bad two pair.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep.
A bad two pair. They could easily have a straight. Like there's a lot of straight cards out there.
Yeah.
We don't block any of them. So great, cool. We'll let that go. Yeah, awesome.
Oh.
Great run out for us. Another great run out.
Yes, another successful session.
I had to fold that. I had no choice. Yeah, I'm not firing another bullet at this. No way. We're not out yet. We're not out.
Yeah,
we're not calling that.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. For fucking Jesus Christ. You know, it's the small blind. Who cares? Give me something. Give me something remotely reasonable on the button, please. Let's see what we got. That's reasonable enough. Quite frankly. Yes, we'll be bringing it in. And after this hand, if we don't win it, we're going to be lowering our raise. And we'll be betting that because we do have, we're going to be doing a small bet.
Yep.
Now we're going to do a half pot. Half pot for a straight. Well, they could have. They liked it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. God damn it, motherfucker. Oh, god damn. What a run out, huh?
Yeah. Now we're short stacked. Really, we need to really
Yeah,
keep
we're short
small
stack
bets.
for real. Like, yeah, we need to.
Rein it in even
Well,
more.
I mean, we just
We were
need to
playing it
hit.
tight,
We
pretty
need to
damn
hit
tight.
anything, like anything ever, and not get the literal worst possible runouts we could get with our hands. It's just like where our hand literally gets worse with every card. Ugh. It hurts. It hurts. Poker can be painful sometimes. I still love it though. Love this
Charlotte says
game.
it's good you can laugh at it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's poker. You got your bad days. I mean I have my days when I'm running hot and I win every hand I play. You know, it's like those feel way better. I'll tell you that. But like I do, I mean yeah, honestly, I don't honestly feel like I'm making any egregious mistakes here. I mean I made a couple missteps, but like nothing that's like popping out that I was like, oh, I really wish I hadn't have done that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a deep strategic game, and it's like
a
skill.
lot going on. Yeah.
There's skill, like a mixture of skill, psychology, but a fair amount of luck as well.
I like that about it because if it was all just skill, it'd be chess. You know, I like chess, but like I'm not.
That's interesting. That makes total sense. Yes, 100% skill is chess.
Yeah, chess is
100%
100%
luck
skill.
is slot
There's no
machine.
luck in chess. Like if you
On the
lose at
opposite
chess,
end.
it's because you didn't play as well.
Right, right. You
Because
haven't.
it's not
Yep.
nothing. You didn't randomly lose a queen. Like yeah, I can't. I can't. I cannot. Especially with a short stack. So good gravy. I'm just hoping our fortune turns around here. And like if you sit at a table long enough, it
Well, you know
does.
what? We're trying to play
But
GTO, right? We're trying to play that.
I'm not even trying to play GTO. I'm just trying to play reasonable ranges,
Well, okay,
like it, and
reasonable,
not punt money.
but reasonable is a long game. So eventually you're going to hit. It's just you have to
Right.
keep playing. It's
Yeah, if I just sat here forever, eventually I would get cards. Yeah, of course.
well, not forever. Yeah, okay, we got to do better
Yeah,
than
a
that.
long time. Well, I'm saying like we're
Yeah,
coming on the 2 hour mark,
that's true.
and I can't. I just can't. We would have had a hot pair of threes though,
A
and
hot
that would
pair
have
of threes,
and that would have just gotten
smoking hot.
wrecked by that. A king of clubs just wrecked our threes, just destroyed all our threes and all our straight draws.
I mean, that's like a wall, and they broke right through it.
Come on, number one, give me something. Invoke the
We need to
gods
make
of number Wang.
the appropriate offering to the gods of number Wang.
David Mitchell, where are you when I need you? I was about to like bust out a David Mitchell impression, but then I thought better of it because I haven't actually tried. I couldn't think of anything
Probably a
witty to
wise
say.
decision.
Well, it's a mistake to do a even attempt a David Mitchell impression if you don't have something super witty to say, because that's his whole thing. He's a sharp cookie, or as he would say, a sharp biscuit. Where I'm from, we call them biscuits. See, I don't even know. That's not even a very good David Mitchell, I don't think.
You
Alrighty. Let's agonize through the next 10 minutes here. Just anything will do. Oh. Shid and fard. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Let's wind out the clock here. I have some semblance of faith that I can possibly double up my blinds here. I mean, anything that we hit, we're gonna get all our chips in the next hand that we have, basically. It won't be this one though. Rayna, what do you think? What do
Oh
you
my
think of this
God.
great hand? What do you think, Rayna?
Terrible. Like I need to have a terrible ranking scale, from
I mean, at this point, like, I'm just like, we probably should just call it. Like, this is painful.
it's abysmal. Hot
It's
trash.
painful. It's like what we're doing now is just like, now it's just like, it's torture porn. So for all you, you know, all you fetish folks, just watch me suffer. Watch me suffer through my small stack and fold hand after hand after hand after hand. Oh, my heart. My sadness. My heart is heavy. All right, so we got to bring in from seat 2. We got seat 5 there checking. We got a C-bet, half pot. They take it down. Nothing too spectacular there. We'll be on the big blind here. And this is...
That's terrible.
It's a double suited. It's good enough to
Okay,
call,
well, at this
honestly.
point,
The
yeah.
3 sucks. The 3 is a little dangly, but like it's good enough. Like, and we're on the big blind. We're getting that discount. We're gonna call it and hope we hit something. And we hit not much. Like, honestly,
At least you know what? At least we're consistent.
yeah. I mean, now our diamonds are there. We do. So we have a straight flush draw, is what we have. We also, yeah, so we have to call it because we haven't seen anything else. So we probably shouldn't have. We probably should have folded, but we'll see. We do have a straight, so we're going to get all our chips in. And we're going to Hollywood it here. So that's good. We certainly have the best hand. So we're going to put all our chips in and see if they call us. They do not. Well, we did. We won a hand.
Wow.
Can you believe it? What is this feeling?
We should replicate that. We need that more.
All right, I'm gonna click out that set up next big blind button. Fuck. Like, honestly. Fuck it. It's double suited. At this point, I'm so desperate. It's bad, but it's really bad.
There, yeah.
And we hit top pair, so we're gonna stick around. Yeah. Not going anywhere. The question is do we go all in? And I think we do. Let's make our play. And their flush is better than ours, and we're out.
Damn it.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We would have called, no matter what, on the river, we would have called that flush. Yeah, that's that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was wrong. What I meant to do was close this. We're done here. Randy, you can come on in.
All right.
We do our post game here. Oh, wait, it's supposed to go over, like, I got to set that up here. That's right. We do the post game. There we go. This is us. Everybody, thanks for watching that painful, steadily losing game of PLO 25, where we just blood chips until the bitter end when we got outclassed. Let's see what I can't even check it some out of the table, but like I would have liked to see what hand outclassed us there, but there was no, it was, they outclassed us. They had us beat. It was a last ditch desperation attempt from having not seen cards in forever. We probably shouldn't have played that play. It probably would have behooved us to be more patient, but at that point I was just like, and like, that's shame on me. That's not great poker. But you know, sometimes you get days like that, and sometimes the cards don't come, and today's one of those days, and that's just all there is to it. We only lost 1.5 bullets, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Well, we've got a super chat from Charlotte. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him next time. We're gonna get him next time.
Thanks, Charlotte. We appreciate it. We love it. In fact, thanks, Kenny, for showing up. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
It's always good to see you. And Kenny, yeah, we'll be in touch. I'll give you a call later today. And that's about that. We'll be back again doing this next week. Don't forget, you can get your free account if you click the link in the description box below. That'll take you to PLO Mastermind. I don't think there's too much to talk about here. We didn't get cards. When we got cards, we didn't get hit. When we raised, we got 3-bet. We just got shat on by Poseidon, essentially.
The gods of number Wang, we were not in their favor.
We did not have the favor of Athena. No, we did not. And that is how it goes sometimes. So we'll get them next time. We'll come back next week and hopefully we'll have a real solid, strong winning session there. So until then, we'll see you next. We'll be back with border trans in an hour. So we'll see you at top of the next hour. And yeah, bye.
Bye.